Hello, welcome to another FYE podcast. Today I am your host, Alan Morales, and I'm here with my co-host,
Maria Lambert.
And Vanessa Mora.
Today's topic is gonna be extra credit. So, mainly, what do you know about extra credit? Does your classes give it, or how do you see extra credit?
In my own experience, my last semester my classes did have extra credit, but this semester they don't. So
I'm gonna
yeah.
write.
For me, my first year, mostly in my second semester, I had more classes with extra credits.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for example, I had history. I had it with the same professor for both terms, for both semesters, so it was really cool because I already know what to expect. So, like, most of the extra credits was, like, going to a presentation and doing a 2-page paper. And, like, I mean, yeah, we all have things to do. We may not have time, but I feel it's best to make up the time because it can help you. Like, that extra credit can move your, like, grade from a C to a B or a B to an A.
And from failing to passing.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it does. And so, like, I would, because, like, some teachers, they do have extra credit, like, for, like, they give out many extra credit opportunities, and you should definitely take advantage of it, because it does help.
Okay, so I'm guessing the first thing our listeners want to know about is that how do you find extra credit? Like, personally, how do you find out about extra credit?
Well, usually, like the professor would say at the beginning of the class, like the syllabus day, I guess they'll say like, okay, extra credit is or there's no extra credit. Like they'll let you know at the beginning of the class.
Like, so mainly for most of our experiences, it's the first day then.
Yeah, through the first day of class.
Either if it's not the first day, it's throughout the semester, but
Mhm.
usually the teachers let you know beforehand. So, like, right now, my psychology teacher, he let us know, like, first thing, like, there is no extra credit.
Yeah. Oh, we have that.
So he told you like right out.
Yes.
Like,
Even
there's
in the
No,
syllabus, like it's just 2 exams, 2 like the SONA and like the exam, the university exam, and that's it. And then
we have to do some hours. We have to do 4 hours. That's 10 points. We have to do a state exam that's also 10 points, and then there's only 2 exams, and they're both each worth 40% of your grade.
Yeah.
So like you have, in that sense, you have to really pay attention to the lectures, read the book and everything.
Yeah.
That's for like our class. It's different for each class. So like another example, last semester in the spring, I had a astronomy 2 class, and I pretty much almost failed most of the tests, if I'm being honest. I would get like 60s, 70s, you know?
Yeah.
So the teacher there was 2 extra credit opportunities. It was either a research paper, which mostly teachers do that, or an artwork. So I love art, so I decided to do the artwork. And that brought my grade from a C to an A.
Oh,
that
wow.
teacher is amazing.
It is. It was
We need to get the name.
I think it was like in a high C,
See.
and it went up like to like
An
a low
A.
A, but like it went to an A. I was so surprised. I'm like,
You were
miracles
glad.
can happen.
So mainly what I'm hearing is that if you take the extra credit,
Will help you.
it will help you a lot.
It will not hurt you at all.
Yeah.
It will only hurt you if you don't take it then.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you don't have to do it. It's just
It's good to
it's
have.
better
good to
to
have
do
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have more chances. More.
Well, from your experiences, what do you do when there's no extra credit? Because now that we know that there's extra credit and it helps a lot, what can you do as a student to like not fail if there's no extra credit? Like, what are some tips?
Just think about it, I guess. I mean, back in your classes, like in high school, you didn't have extra credit. Unless you did.
The thing is,
I don't know.
most of the classes back in high school had a really spread
True.
amount of
Oh,
percentages
yeah,
because homework,
true.
quiz, test. So what about college?
Okay.
well, like I know, like for our class psychology, like we don't have extra credit, so what helps is like reading ahead, like taking notes and all that, because you know that you're not gonna have that extra like points to like boost your grade up. So
Like, the only experience I have, it's on like math and chem classes. Most of my chem classes are only graded by 4 tests, and if you fail 2, there's a really low chance you're gonna pass, and most of the times there's no extra credit. So the only way to actually not fail, if we choose to stay, is just studying a lot, trying to understand.
Yeah. I mean, you have to study regardless if there's extra credit or not.
Yeah.
Putting the effort. I mean, if your class does not have extra credit, just do what you normally do.
But
study.
also, like, you shouldn't rely on your extra credit.
But
Yeah.
Okay, so let's put it this way. let's say we're one of our listeners that are really heard or listen to the failing podcast, and they chose to not drop their class in November 14th. They're saying, okay, my teacher said that I can pass with extra credit. There is a really small percentage they're gonna pass. But how do you take that pressure into actually passing that class?
Like, in staying in the class?
Yeah, like they have a chance to pass if they have extra credit. How do you take the pressure of failing if you don't do well into something good?
You have to do the extra credit, knowing that you're like in borderline of failing. Then you have to take the extra credit.
But do you think a lot of people take in consideration like putting a lot of effort into it, or do you think a lot of people that hear extra credit they do it halfway, like they don't put as much effort?
Well, that's why I say you shouldn't rely on extra credit.
I mean, if you know you're at a point where, let's say you're going into midterms and you know you're not doing great, and you're getting nervous about like what's coming for the other half of the semester. Like we had talked in the failing podcast, the failing episode. Talk to your professor. Ask him. I mean, if he already said no, there's no extra credit. Just ask him either way. Like, is there other ways, like, or like strategies that I can do to help me pass the rest of the semester? And then sometimes maybe they'll give you. They might say, okay, you know what? Maybe we can do it.
Well, that's if you have like a good professor,
Yeah.
because then you have those professors. I'm not gonna say who, right? But then you can go to the class and you can be like, oh, like this is how I did on my first exam. I did improve in my second, but what can I do to improve even more? And then their response is just like, oh, maybe if you study harder, but they don't know that you already studied really, really hard for it, and then I guess it depends like on the professor too,
and it depends on yourself. As well.
So one of the points I like that you point out is talking to your teachers.
Yes.
Like, I know you talk to your teachers?
I try to. Yeah, I mean, if it's where I'm really struggling or like, you know, I'm concerned about something, I go through their office hours and ask them like, oh, like, I had a problem with this lesson and like I would like to know what can I do to improve for the next lesson? It depends.
So your experience is pretty good when it comes to actually talking to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I go every single time and like I'm living there now.
But you go when it's needed.
I go when it's needed. I don't.
And what about you?
Yeah.
Well, some of my professors, yes, I do talk to my professors a lot, right? Because
that is good.
Yeah. So then, like, I have one professor which is the one I wish I could have more communication with, and like he could help me more, and he doesn't. But it's okay. I'm gonna get through this. But
have you tried approaching him in a different way? Like, instead of actually asking him how can I do well, like how can I improve in this specific skill?
Yes.
And he still hasn't.
It's the same answer. Read the book and study harder. But yeah.
Well, when it comes to those kind of teachers, what can we do? What can we tell our viewers or listeners different things to do to get a good grade in 10? Because it's not easy just trying to get extra credit, talking to people. Because in 10 we do need to do well.
I feel that we should or the reader should go into group works. Helping each other out. If like the teacher's not doing it or just gives you a vague answer, ask people around you in the class who do understand to help you out. I mean, there's no harm in asking for help.
Also, like I know like some classes have like tutoring sessions or like SI sessions they call, like those help a lot too. And so like attending to those also will help if your professor's not like
really helping.
I know some friends that have like biology or like science classes that have study sessions.
Yes,
that
they do have a mandatory session.
Yeah,
so take
like,
advantage of that.
Yes.
I mean, I don't, because I'm not taking any science classes, but my friends, they tell me like, yeah, like I don't want to go, but like I have to, like it helps me, like, because I mean biology, it's a lot. Chemistry, all those classes. You guys can
tell me
relate.
about it.
So in a way, just use as many resources as you can. And
Yes.
like you said, studying groups, it helps because there's more than one mindset. So you're like, I don't get it. Oh, you get it? Okay, please explain to me.
Or maybe you can explain it to someone else.
Yeah, like the more hits the merrier, I guess. So to wrap this up, we're saying when there is extra credit, take advantage of it. And don't do it halfway. Do it as well as you can, put as much effort and time as you need to make it decent. When there is no extra credit, try and talk to your teachers about tactics to get it. If your teacher cannot help you in that, get in groups with people that know the material, because you need someone that knows it. And if you cannot get in groups, go to study sessions, right?
So like the learning centers, I know that's my second home. But like going there a lot, like there's tutors there, like people help you, and like you get to know other people too. So like it helps a lot.
Also, I think if you can't stay here on campus, I think there's
They do
online
online.
as well.
Yes, they do provide like the online.
So just touring will be our last one. Go to touring and learn as much as you can so you can pass the classes.
Yeah, there's always a way.
If there's a will, there's a way. That's the saying.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you would like to add?
No.
I guess that will conclude this episode of the FYE podcast. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
And that's in 5 minutes. When you